I truly believe that you can do it. I have a sign on my classroom wall. I have two signs on my wall. One sign says, results and responsibilities, not excuses. And then I have another sign on my wall. It says, cooperate with each other, compete only against yourself. I say to my students, when you are in this class, I want you to cooperate with each other. You treat each other with courtesy and dignity. And while we are working together, I want you to compete only against one person in this classroom, and that is yourself. You strive to be the best person possible. You earn your own grade. And that's exactly what I would like to share with each and every one of you. When you leave this auditorium today, you need to know that there is only one person you will ever have to compete against and live with, and that is yourself. You strive to be the best person possible, but there's only one person you ever need to compete against. But this is difficult for some people to understand, and that's why they go out and buy lottery tickets. Why? Oh, I'd be so successful and happy if I could just win the lottery. Let me tell you the odds of you winning the lottery. The odds of you winning the lottery are 20 million to 1. Now you have absolutely no concept of how impossible 20 million to 1 is. So I'll share with you how impossible it is. If you were to get onto an airplane with two parachutes, you jump out of the airplane, you pull the parachute, and it does not open. You pull the other cord, and the second parachute does not open. You fall to the ground, you get killed. The odds of that happening are 1.2 million to 1. In other words, the odds of you jumping out of an airplane with two parachutes that both don't open, you fall to the ground, you kill yourself, are infinitely better than winning the lottery. Now, if you still don't grasp that concept, if you're foolish enough to stand outside during a thunderstorm and you get killed by lightning, the odds of that happening to you are 600,000 to 1. In other words, the odds of you getting killed by lightning are infinitely better than winning the lottery. However, you can win life because there's only one person in this entire world you ever need to compete against, and that's whom? Yourself. Your odds of success are exactly 1 to 1. You strive every single day to be the best person possible. There is no nobility in being better than someone else. Your only nobility is being better than who you were yesterday, and tomorrow you will be better than today. And so now we come to the last one, which is positive expectation. I truly believe that my children will learn, my students will learn instantly, successfully, one after another. It is Monday. I give my students 70 assignments. They come to school on the very first day, I give them an assignment. It is the only assignment out of 70 that is not allowed to be taken home. Why? Because I learned a long time ago, if I allow them to go home with their assignments, 20% of it will not be turned in tomorrow on the home as homework. You know that. So how does Harry Wong get 100% homework turned in on the very first assignment? Very simple. They can't go home with it. They do it right there in class. It's 20 minutes long. It's cooperative learning. It's hands-on. It's a lot of fun. 20 minutes later, I collect all the papers. I get 100% turn in on the first assignment. Clever, huh? Inscrutable Oriental trick. On Tuesday, I give them an exam. They know how the exam is written. We take the exam right there in class and we exchange the paper. When you go home, read the newspaper, page number 1, Rosemary has written an article on how to grade papers rapidly. You record them in numerical order, not alphabetical order. It's much quicker. That's a procedure. You save yourself time. They walk in on Wednesday, they faint. Mr. Wong, I don't believe it. I haven't seen an A, B, or C in 10 years. I just got 2 of them. One of my homework, one of my tests. Mr. Wong, what's happening? I said, class, you did beautifully. They go, no, that's not possible. I'm at risk. And I slipped them another assignment, another inscrutable Oriental trick. Why? Because the research says the longer you drag out an assignment, the more students will fail. And the shorter the assignment, the more students will succeed. And so every day or two, they get another assignment. Bang, 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 it just keeps coming. Wednesday, they get an assignment. Thursday, they get a test. And on Friday, they get 2 more grades back. Hey, look at that! I just earned a couple more A, B's, and C's. Wow! By Friday, my students have earned 4 successes. And that's the student who walked in on Monday and says, I don't want to be here, I hate school. And that's the student on Friday whose self-esteem I have just elevated 300%, who says, I just earned 4 good grades. And the second week, my students earned 4 more good grades. At the end of the second week, my students have 8 good grades. I got them. And then I called every single home at dinner time on Thursday or Friday the second week, and I asked for the mother. I say, excuse me, Mrs. Johansson, I'm very sorry to bother you, but my name is Mr. Wong. I'm David's teacher. I called to tell you that David is one of my finest students. He has 8 A's and B's, 4 for his homework, 4 for his tests, and he truly is one of the finest students I have taught in 35 years as a classroom teacher. More lies, lies, lies. But they love to hear it. I say, oh, one more thing, Mrs. Johansson. David, he did something absolutely magnificent in class today. Click, I hang up. Don't ever tell the mother what the child did. Don't ever be afraid to call the home using my system. You know why? You do all the talking, you hang up before they're able to talk back to you. So what are you afraid of? It takes me 10 minutes to call every single home. Your child did something magnificent, click, magnificent, click, magnificent, click, 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 click. And they all walk into class the next day and say, hey, Mr. Wong, you called my mother last night. Told my mother I did something magnificent. Would you mind telling me what I did? And then 2 more weeks go by and I whip out my grade book and I say, students, I want you to look at my grade book. 4 weeks have gone by, 4 weeks have gone by, and you all have 16 grades. 16 A, B's, and C's. I'm very, very proud of you, what you have earned. I also want you to know something else, and that is, I want to thank you very much for running this classroom when I'm not around. You all know the procedures. In fact, the substitute teachers tell me they love to take this class. They don't do anything. You run the class. But most important, I want you to know that I have nothing but the highest expectation that every single one of you will be very, very successful in life. Why? Because you know how to work together responsibly in groups, in self-directed work teams. And one more thing, students, I just want you to know. I love you. I love you. And in the silence of the room, I see glassy eyes, and pretty soon a tear starts to flow. And a great big boy reaches his pocket, pulls a handkerchief out and blows his nose. See, the last time these kids heard love at home was so long ago, they don't remember. And the last time they heard love at school was probably from their kindergarten teacher. And they come to school, and Mr. Wong says, I love you. I love you. And they sit there and they cry. Now, primary teachers, I think you know what I'm talking about, because in the very last day of school, some of these students come running back into your classroom, and they grab you around your kneecaps. And they bury their faces into your slacks or skirts. And they dribble tears and snot. Onto your slacks or skirt. And then that little kid looks up at you and says, I love you, and goes dashing off into the world that you as a role model have prepared for that child. And you're so taken by this action that you slam your classroom door, you sit down at some student's desk, and you proceed to break down and cry. Why? Because you suddenly realize you have reached level number 4 of a professional teacher. You have just made an impact or a difference in the life of some child. Now, high school teachers, I got some real good news for you. You do not have to put up with snot. I'm going to tell you how high school students tell you they love you. High school students give you presents. I walked into my room one day, flung open the door, and there it was, a giant green zucchini. And the student wrote on the giant green zucchini, I love you, from your secret admirer. And 3 classes went by, and as some student walked by me, going out the room, he said, hey, Mr. Wong, give my present. And now it is the last day of school. I give my students an evaluation sheet. And every single year, I give the same evaluation. The number 1 thing that I enjoy most about your class, Mr. Wong, was working together in groups and getting to know my buddies. And they turn the evaluation sheet in, and then it begins. I said, what are you all crying for? You're big people. You're junior, senior high school students. What are you crying for? And then they say, Mr. Wong, you're about to break up the family. Huh? Don't you understand, Mr. Wong? When we go home, 85% of us don't find any parents at home. We're called latchkey kids. 90% of us, when we go home, there's no family dinner table. We're on our own, Mr. Wong. There is no family. And we come to school, and if we're lucky, one teacher, maybe another teacher, there is a family in that classroom. And in that classroom, we get what we've always wanted more than anything else. Love, bonding, affection, a family. You gave us a family, and now you're about to break the one thing we want more than anything else. And so when school starts next week and those children and those students walk into your classroom, I just want you to know something. Each and every one of them, when they walk into your classroom, is also the most unique person on the face of the earth. And since each and every one of them is the most unique person on the face of the earth, that automatically makes every single student in your classroom the most beautiful person on the face of the earth. And as I said, when they walk into your classroom, they will be expecting you to light their candle. For you see, when you touch a rock, you touch the past. When you touch a flower, you touch the present. And when you touch a child, you touch the future. They are expecting you to make an impact or a difference in their lives. And I truly, truly believe that you can do it. And so my fellow teachers, I just want you to understand something. When I began this speech, I said the two most important group of people on the face of the earth are parents and teachers. And when school begins next week, you need to understand something. But that for many of these students, you will not only be their teacher, you will also be their parents. Which makes each and every one of us the one single most important person on the face of the earth. And you need to know that when these students see you, you may be the only stable adult they will ever see in their lifetime. You may be their only hope and dream for a brighter tomorrow. They say that Chevrolet is the heartbeat of America. I disagree. I say you and I are the heartbeat of the world. I wish each and every one of you the most effective year you've ever had as a professional educator. Rosemary and I thank you sincerely for your love, your hospitality, your kindness, but most important, your professionalism. We will long remember this very, very beautiful day and the beautiful people of the Denton Independent School District. Thank you very, very much.